Play.
Oh, welcome into the Press Room Show, the #1 rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator. We're back. We are back.
Who are you? What happened to the facial hair?
I had an accident while shaving today.
You had to take it all off?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You
ever had that before? All the time.
I brought it in a little bit too far, and then I was like, well, if I even it up, and then I started, it wasn't good. I could not have gotten away with that.
I had the head of Ice Wars. I called that the other night down in Florida.
Yeah.
And I had a massive beard. They told me to trim it down. It was too big. I'm thinking, this is Ice Wars, guys. It ain't a beauty contest.
That's right. By the way, speaking of too big, did you go check out the tubular meats over in the press box?
I had 2 of them.
They were like, last year they were a normal size tubular meat, and this year they are gargantuan.
Yeah.
Maybe hope springs eternal for the Flyers. A little confidence in the press box, a little confidence on the ice, gents. The Flyers are 3 games in. 3rd game is tonight. Home opener. 2 games against 2 very high-quality opponents. Yeah. And, Bundy, I'll throw it to you first. You have to walk away impressed, I think, with the results that the Flyers got against the Panthers. A tough game, tough opponent on the road. And then Carolina, they won it. Then it got pulled back. But still, you walk away with a point.
I thought they got mostly outplayed in Florida for the better parts of that game. I'm not going to sit here and spruce it up. It was what it was. Florida playing their 2nd game. They'd already had that their ceremony over with as they played Chicago in the 1st game of the era. Florida deserved to win that game, and they did. The Flyers, though, against Carolina, who's a terrific puck possession team, and they love to go repossess the puck as well, maybe better than anybody in the league. I thought through the first 30 minutes, the Flyers were still trying to figure things out. And then they got there. They really got there. The second half of that game against Carolina had a ton of chances. Should have won it in overtime. I hated that call on Sanheim. Awful call. Because I thought the goalie was the one that initiated the contact.
100%.
It wasn't the defenseman. And so the Flyers got screwed there. They actually should have had 2 points. They walk away with 1 with the overtime loss. But that's a game you can come home with your head hanging high and thinking to yourself, you know what? We did a good job. We played hard. We did enough that we could have won the game. And it just didn't happen. So tonight you get Florida again, a team you played. They're injury-riddled, and I think it's a good opportunity for the Flyers to jump on this team in their home opener.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bundy. And let me tell you something. How great did Noah Cates' line play in that game against Carolina?
They were the best line for 2 games in a row.
Oh, I mean,
in
Carolina,
Carolina, they were unbelievable. Cates was actually the guy in Florida that really played well.
Yeah.
But it was all 3 of them, especially Bobby Brink in that game. Those guys were phenomenal. And again, if that's a little bit of a glimpse of what's to come, they've got themselves one heck of a line right there with those 3 guys, just building on what they started last year.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that was the thing, we kept thinking of ourselves, that'd be a nice 3rd line. It might be better than that.
It might be better than the 3rd line.
It might be better than the 3rd line.
But the other side of that, too, is, you need your top 2 lines as they're registered to start being better than they've been also.
Correct.
That's the 3rd line. You don't want technically your 3rd line. I don't necessarily know how long they're going to be called the 3rd line if they keep playing like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when your young superstar is a little bit not conditioned properly.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Well, I mean, talked about it today. I'm not saying anything out of school here.
Conspiracy theorist.
No conspiracy theorist. Rick Tocchet.
Matvey did not. Matvey showed up to camp. He is in best shape of life. He is svelte.
So I was at the morning skate today and got to talk to Rick Tocchet. By the way, very refreshing to be able to go to the morning skate, have a conversation, right? And Toc was asked about Mishkov, and he said that there was an unknown ankle injury in the summer. And that his training was a little bit behind, and right now he's behind the 8 ball. Now, he didn't say it out loud, but there was a thought that maybe he didn't come in at the exact weight that he needed to be at for camp, and he's playing catch-up right now. Tocchett's not worried about it. He said they'll get him where they need him to be, but at the start of the season, he's a little bit behind physically.
Yeah,
and that's shown in the first 2 games, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of kept in the dark a little bit, and it happens. Guys do get injuries sometimes in the off season, and they have to build from there. But I think Mishkov will get his game going for himself with time. It wasn't the best first 2 games for him. I just felt like he wasn't skating the other night, and when Toc used those guys in overtime, he didn't use them. He's looking for the guys that had the best legs and the best chance to win that hockey game, and that not involve Mishkov the other night. It will. They're going to count on him a lot down the road.
Yeah, and one thing that I'll give Toc a little bit of leeway with this as far as ice time for Mishkov is that in the first 2 games, the Flyers have taken way too many penalties.
Yeah.
And Mishkov doesn't kill penalties. So now automatically you're knocking minutes off the game.
Yeah.
Right? And then so there's only when you start the game, you have 60 minutes that he can play. You want him to play like 18 of those 60. And then all of a sudden, if you're taking 5 penalties, you're shorthanded for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Now you only have you got to get him minutes out of 50 as opposed to out of 60. So that changes things a little bit, right? So you give him a little bit of a leeway with that. But, Mishkov's got to be better. I think Konechny's got to be a little bit better. Owen Tippett's got to be a little bit better. Those guys, Zegras, they all have to be a little bit better. You know what the thing with Zegras, I noticed those first 2 games, Bundy?
What's that?
Does he look a little tentative with the puck, a little in his own zone sometimes?
Maybe a little bit. He's a great passer, and he loves to kind of, like, when he gets in the zone, he likes to kind of go backwards and try to set up the play coming inwards.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a little bit of other guys figuring that stuff out too.
Okay.
Where to go. But I think he's taken some strides the first 2 games. I don't think he's played poorly at all. I think he's actually played well. But he's also trying to figure out a lot of the new stuff that he's dealing with as well, with a new team and new line mates and a new system.
Yeah. I want to address something real quick, Russ.
Oh, go ahead.
Just because everybody's talking about it and everybody's asking about it in the comments. And, for those people who are not in the arena or not watching the pregame show or just watching us and they don't know, there is not a retro black uniform tonight. That rumor is a bad rumor that's on the internet. They are wearing the orange jerseys. They're going to have the number 1 Bernie Perrant patch on the jersey, but it's the orange. I mean, it's amazing. We could talk about actual hockey, Bundy, but the thing that people care about the most is the aesthetics. Right? The aesthetics of the uniform. So that's the thing. I just wanted to address that real quick.
Okay. That's sad. I am sad. I will point out, though, that it was it Colorado or it was there was another team this weekend that showed up for pregame.
2 teams, Pittsburgh and LA.
And LA.
Yeah.
They showed up with 1 jersey and then they swapped it for the game. There's still a little bit of hope. A smidge bit of hope? No? Okay. I do want to point out to people, this week begins a slog for the Snow the Goalie crew. A lot going on this week. For those who might have missed it, if you don't tune in during the course of the off season, we have a lot of things going on around this show, and that includes the fact that we will be doing 3 press row shows this week, but we will also, for the first time in a very long time, be going back on the radio. So if you missed this announcement, we will be at Chickies and Pizza Malvern on Wednesday night. So not only do you get the Press Row Show on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, but we'll also be at Chickies and Pizza Malvern on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Anthony, it's been a long time since you and I have gone on the radio.
Yeah, we did radio back in the old days of ESPN radio on 610 AM. Before we ever had this version of the Press Row Show, we had our own version of the Press Row Show back in those days. This is pre-Bundy. And we used to go into down onto Route 1, Township Line, City Ave, and go to the building there and do a show from the radio. Used to take callers. And by the way, we'll be able to take callers again.
We'll be taking callers this week. So make sure you tune in. It'll be on the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel. We're going to try to get it to all the socials. It'll at least be on the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel to start, and we'll figure out some logistics from there. So join us. You can join us here. You can join us there. You can join us wherever. And there's no cost of entry, I guess, if you go meet us at Chickies. Although we would encourage you to buy something while you're there.
Yeah.
It would, I don't know if having 40 people just kind of sit around us and not buy anything would go over.
Yeah, I got to get crab fries
well.
and maybe one of their pizzas. They got good food there.
By the way, video guy Amadeo checks in. Amadeo did the graphic, and it's a sleek graphic. He did a nice job.
Bundy, I got to ask you a question about the defense.
Yeah.
So Emil Andre is in the lineup tonight. Zamula comes out. I know Cam York's been out. He's probably going to come back Thursday, it sounds like, is when he'll be back in the lineup for the first game this season. And Risto is obviously out for the rest of the month. So they are a little bit shorthanded. But I feel like that they felt that they were going to get a little bit better performances out of these depth guys than they've been getting.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten it, really. I mean, Sanheim's been great, and he's been really good first 2 games. I think Nick Sealer's been okay. Beyond that, though, I mean, Drysdale, meh. And then the other 3 guys have not been good at all. And now they're going to try Andre in there tonight against Florida. Is that an area of concern for you?
I would say so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, you have Sanheim playing at a pretty high caliber level, especially last game against Carolina.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at the depth, you can't just play 4 defensemen or 2.5 defensemen every night. That's just not possible. So, yeah, for me, it is right now, and I'm looking to see these guys improve and get better, but they need to keep things simple, defend better, and just move the puck with efficiency. They don't need anything special out of the defenseman. But that's why Andre's here, because he can move the puck and he can make a subtle defensive play. But make no mistake about it, this is a super important game for Emil Andre.
Well, and it's funny, guys, because I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was an interview that was done with Zamula's agent and a Russian outlet. And the agent, I broke this out on my show this afternoon, the agent said something to the effect of, Zamula has been boxed into a certain kind of role, and that hopefully at some point he'll get the opportunity to show what a great player he is, or what a great player he can be. And the agent said he's a very good power play defenseman, and that he's just kind of been boxed up to this point. Bundy, how important is it to have an agent who will absolutely build you up that way?
Well, I think it's always good when you have somebody building you up, Russ, no matter what it is. But I think sometimes people have to be a little bit honest about their clients sometimes and their abilities and what they're capable of doing. I don't see Igor Zamula as a power play guy.
They tried him. If you remember,
I don't see that.
Torts tried him as a power play guy. Yeah. And it worked for a couple games. He was like, oh, that's interesting. He's got a big shot, whatever. But he really is very slow in decision making with the puck. And so the guy at the point, you would know this, Bundy, the guy at the blue line there, he's got to be a quick decision. He's got to be able to see the ice and make a quick touch pass or whatever.
Zamula's biggest issue, I'll be honest with you, I don't mind the approach, but he's not that player. He needs to have more sense of urgency on the ice. He's too casual in his play, and that doesn't help anybody. You got to go back and you got to battle your rear end off to get that puck and then make a secure pass to your winger or center, whatever's there. But he's going around the ice just going through motions, and there has to be a lot more there.
Now you weren't there today for the morning skate. Rick Tocchet said Igor Zamula is always looking and considering his options. He just needs to get going.
Right.
He needs to move.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's exactly what you're saying. He needs to be. He said he's not the fastest guy, but he needs to think fast, because when you think fast, you look fast.
That's true.
And that's what you're kind of saying here, right?
Yep. He's in between. He's an in-between hockey player right now, and you can't have that in your lineup. Yeah. So that's why he's out of the lineup and Andre's in.
Yeah.
I have a question just about the preseason in general. Tony Louis put this. I think there was a time Benkin was on a line with Zegras and Mishkov in the preseason as well. I don't usually care much about preseason. I don't necessarily think that it indicates where a coaching staff is going to go. Are you guys surprised at all that they did split up Zegras and Mishkov, at least initially?
No. Again, I think that those are things that they want to take a look at and see for down the road. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but I think that they want them both to play a certain way, with other players, and kind of get that going. But we have a guest coming on, so I want to break away from this. Bundy's going to go do radio.
I'll catch you guys after. I'm
Bundy.
doing it all going. I got Snow the Goalie and radio simultaneously. We've got a lot of stuff in the can tonight that they've recorded, and I got to go do the 3 keys to the game at 6:50. I'll catch you guys after.
Sounds good.
Here's Scott Tharp.
Yeah, don't forget to send us your pick, Bundy.
Bundy, I need your predictions.
Yeah.
You want me to give it to you now?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go 4-1 Flyers.
Wow. That's a big one.
Wow.
That's a big one, 4-1. All right. Joining us now, the head of the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation. Great guy, Scott Tharp. Scott, welcome to the program.
What's up?
Welcome back. It's been a while.
Yeah, no.
It's good to have you back. And we wanted to have you on tonight because this is a special night here for the Flyers, obviously, with the tribute to Bernie Perrant. We had our show a week and a half ago where we did our own individual kind of tributes to Bernie, but you knew him maybe better than anybody, around this organization. And so I just wanted to kind of give you an opportunity to talk about that as we get ready to honor him, honor his life, honor his legacy here for the Flyers home opening.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Always happy to contribute.
Yeah. So I know Bernie was very active with Snyder Hockey right up till the very, very end. How often? I mean, maybe it doesn't get talked about enough about how involved he was, but like how really deep into it was he with you guys?
Well, we're in our 20th year, and in 20 years, I don't think I ever asked Bernie for a favor that was too big or too small. He was always there for us. He made an impact on everyone in our organization that he met, most importantly, the kids. You know, the world will remember Bernie as being a Hall of Fame hockey player, Stanley Cup champion, but those of us in our organization will remember him as a Hall of Fame human being and a champion of life.
And that's the thing that, you know, I think all the stories have been coming out lately. I mean, they always think of Bernie as, you know, Broad Street Bullies legend, right? Hockey Hall of Famer. But all the personal stories about just who he was as a human being and how no matter where he was and who was around him, everybody always had smiles on their faces. There was always funny stories to be told, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys had similar situations. Look, you're doing it right now, just thinking about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember the very first time I ever met Bernie was in an elevator here in this building, heading up to the director's lounge, and my wife was next to me, and he immediately started feeling her hair and saying, "You look like a movie star." You know? I'm going, but
that's so Bernie.
You know, I think the next time I met him, he told me I looked like a movie star. So that's, you know, that's so Bernie. But you know, I was telling folks that. You know, we all remember the bumper sticker, only the Lord saved more than Bernie, but those of us that really knew Bernie will remember him not so much for all the goals he saved, but for everything he gave. Bernie gave us and gave the city everything he had and more.
Is there anything that, outside of what we're doing here tonight, I know we're going to have the big game later in the season where it's going to be a Bernie night, but is there anything specific to Snyder hockey that's going to be to recognize Bernie, honor Bernie as going forward?
Yeah, we've got a lot of things in the works. So, one of the things we're working with, and I guess I can preview this, we're working with the Flyers on starting a Bernie Perrant goalie developmental program.
Nice.
Not only, you know, with our organization for the goalies in Ed Snyder Youth Hockey and Education, but also for those aspiring goalies in the community, and it's going to be a part of our ongoing curriculum, as well as we're going to have a specific summer camp devoted to goalie development.
That's fantastic.
And it'll be called the Bernie Perrant Goaltender Development Program.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great. Well, Scott, listen, we love having you on. We love talking about Bernie. We love the history of it and everything. The most important thing, and I say this every time we had Wayne Simmons on and we've had anybody else who's been involved with Snyder hockey, I think it's one of the coolest things that exists out there in our community for hockey is Snyder hockey, and you guys deserve all the time and all the publicity you can get, because everything that you guys are doing is really fantastic.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm happy you feel that way, and you know, you all have been great friends to the organization.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Scott Tharp. As always, it's a pleasure to have you join the program.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me recalibrate.
You recalibrated the microphones there, Russell?
I did. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Intern is, I will tell you, Intern is in mid-season form already.
Mid-season form?
Mid-season form.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Don't touch it! That's good.
Okay,
it's fine.
Okay. Mid-season form.
Yeah, he forgot that if he twists the Zoom, it makes a weird kind of thing happen, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
It's got to look professional.
No weirdness.
You know? Yeah, no weirdness. Not
no
on
weirdness.
this show. Not on this show. Are you kidding me?
No.
How weird could it get on this show? This show's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Not an unhinged program to be part of. For those who are new to the show, this is the #1 rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show. It has been established. We are here pregame, first intermission, second intermission, and postgame. Now, in the past, we have sent Anthony and intern Andrew into the locker room with a potato cam.
Anthony will be going to the locker room postgame now.
This year?
This year.
Really? Potato cam?
We haven't set that up with Joe for tonight.
Potato cam?
But we can probably revisit that if you want.
Ah.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you get a new phone for the season or no?
I haven't yet. No, I'm sorry.
Still the same phone from
Yeah.
3 years ago?
Wasn't
Yeah.
his mom just on the stream
Deirdre.
before? Deirdre, what the hell?
Didn't we have
What
this?
are we doing here?
We had this
What are we doing
discussion.
here?
We had this discussion, Deirdre.
I suppose I could use the other side. That'd be
You're like
difficult, though.
gonna take like a selfie.
Yeah, basically.
So there was a time that we asked him, like, we need to see the camera, right? Because you're like, oh, maybe it's just like a latency thing, or it's just the
Yeah.
buffering or the upload speed just isn't what we want, right? And then we looked at the cameras on his phone. Now, I don't know who intern Andrew's gotten in fistfights with, but it's legit. You know how they say brick by brick for the Flyers?
Yes.
It's like somebody took those bricks and smashed the cameras. I've never seen
No,
anything quite like it.
I accidentally ran it over with a golf cart. That's what happened.
That's fantastic. You accidentally ran over your own phone with a golf cart.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And it still works. Takes
There
a
he-
lick
there
and
he is.
Yeah.
takes a
There
lick
he
and
is.
keeps on ticking.
The camera technically works. It's just really, really blurry. The other thing is I bought a tripod last year for the post-game stuff, and then we never did it, and now I don't know where the tripod. I think the Flyers lost it somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like, you're welcome to go down and do the coach post game if you want
Okay.
with your phone. I just haven't set up with Joe and with PR in advance to do a post game locker room interview.
You realize that that's going to make post game longer, and then I'm going to have to deal with the Bundy who wants to get going.
But that's up to you.
We'll figure it out.
Have a
Anyway.
discussion. But I will be downstairs because I am now
Oh, here we go.
football. Just so everybody knows, because this is look. You promote everything. I
do,
promote
yeah.
things, right? So I'm going to promote this. Is that now this season I am officially full time on sports on Patterson.
Stick taps.
It's not just
On the
the
table.
part time thing. So I am going to be writing. I'm at every practice now. Now that the Phillies are over, I will be at every practice, or almost practically every practice, and every home game, and some road games as well. I'll be doing a little bit of travel for hockey, not as much as I do for baseball, but a little bit of travel.
You said
for
the
hockey.
Phillies are over?
Phillies are.
What happened there?
What happened there? Well, we'll get into what happened there with another team. We're going to wait for Bundy for that. But well, hey, I predicted the Dodgers would win, just so you know.
I know. I listened to Fighting Words, part of the Joy Media Network. Yeah, I
Yeah,
listen.
you listen to it. So
The number one rated Phillies podcast, this
Yeah.
side of the Mississippi. I don't know. A lot
There
of
you
people
go.
know that. There are some others on the other side of the Mississippi,
Yeah,
but this side.
this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just point that out. So there will be a lot more Flyers coverage on Patterson, which is who we have partnered with. The company that owns On Patterson, Snow the Goalie, has partnered with, which is why we're doing the Wednesday shows at Chickies and Pete's every Wednesday.
Yes.
Every Wednesday night. So
Yes.
that's kind of how this all ties together, just so people know for full transparency.
How
it works.
incestuous.
Yeah. How it
Anyway,
works.
we are here. We are live, and we're ready to go. All right, let's talk about the game tonight.
Yeah,
Did I see correctly that Sergei Bobrovsky not in net tonight for the Panthers?
I believe that is correct. Let me just double check.
What
before
a sign of disrespect.
before I say 100%.
The Flyers
yes.
go on the road
I'm pretty sure
to
that's
open
correct.
their season to take on the Panthers in Florida, down in the Sunshine State. The Flyers put up a good fight. Darth Vladar, an absolute bona fide stud in net, the guy who earned the first start of the season because he's probably the better of the two options, goes on the road, does well, and now they're going to put the backup goalie in.
Yeah, Daniil Tarasov will be in goal for the Florida Panthers tonight, and Dan Vladar for the Flyers.
I'm looking to see if the Flyers are wearing a black jersey.
They're not.
Nothing would make me happier than the Flyers coming out with retro black jerseys after this guy poo-pooed it.
Yeah,
Which ones do you expect them to wear? They're wearing the orange, right?
the orange ones. Yes, they're orange.
They
jerseys.
actually might get booed skating on the ice if they're not wearing the black.
I don't.
Because the Flyers social media team even pointed out that they're a black shirt, which made people think, oh, another Easter egg.
Did you get your shirt, by the way?
I didn't get anything yet.
No. Well, you got to go see Megan.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the game, Anthony.
Yeah. And it's going to be. Look, the one thing I like about this matchup tonight, aside from the fact that Florida's starting their backup goalie, is that they just saw the Panthers, and so that sometimes you say, "Oh man, you're playing a really good team twice in such a short period of time," but it's hard to beat somebody twice quickly.
Yeah.
And that game was a tight game. Vladar played really well against them, so you're kind of hoping you get the same kind of outing in goal from Vladar. And you try and be a little bit better with puck control. Maybe you get your better matchups because you're on home ice. So Rick Tocchet gets the last line change, so he gets the matchups that he wants. I kind of like Bundy says. I kind of like the Flyers tonight. I think that they felt like they should have had a win the other night. Travis Sanheim was talking about it in the locker room this morning about how it's the rule, but that goalie never would have made the save anyway, and that the goalie kind of pushed him as opposed to he running into the goalie.
Yep.
So it is the rule, and that's whatever.
The Bobby Brink quote was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
They made the rules, so
yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah.
It was great. Every time I see Bobby Brink, I think about how intern decided that Bobby Brink is his number one player on the team because of a strong handshake.
But do you remember what the interview with him was like?
Yeah, he kept backing away from him.
He did. He kept backing up. You had to keep turning the camera, and I had to keep walking closer to him. And he kept walking backwards.
Maybe you were stinky. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Did you brush your teeth before the interview?
It was funny as hell, man. He just kept backing up. It was hysterical.
I have a gripe. Now I've been very positive. I've actually gone into the season feeling pretty good about things. Trevor Zegras apparently is going to be on the wing tonight, centered by Dvorak. So Zegras, Dvorak, Tippett is going to be a line, if the pregame is to be believed. I don't love it. I understand that it was a possible outcome. I get that it's just one game. But I didn't think that we would see him on the wing this early. I think it's because you're playing the same team you just played a few nights ago. So you want to give them a little bit different look. That's got to be the reason. I'm look
not
what color Gritty's wearing. Orange.
Gritty's wearing orange. Yeah. I do like the Flyers tonight. Call me crazy.
Do you want to get your prediction in?
Yeah, call me crazy. But I'm going to take the Flyers in this one. And I actually think it's going to be a lower scoring game again. And I'm going to go 3-2 Flyers.
Wow.
3-2 Flyers.
Intern, you have a prediction you want to get out there?
I'll say 4-2 Flyers.
Wow. You guys have all lost your minds. I've been positive about this Flyers team, but I'm also a realist. It's the Florida Panthers. It's a 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion, man. It's a really great team, man. Flyers win tonight, and they do so on the back of Darth Vladar.
I love it.
They're going to win by a score tonight of 3-1.
Wow.
Lower scoring affair, but 3-1. Vladar has a studly performance tonight. The last time I predicted that a Flyers goalie was going to carry the day, it was Ivan Fedotov last year, and I think he got blown up for 6 goals. So, not a great track record of calling goalie performance.
Yeah, you might want to get that tweet out so people can make their picks.
I'll do it right now.
Because Allison is going to start yelling at people if they're not.
Allison doesn't yell at anybody. Allison is a saint. We're grateful that she checks. Oh, so for those of you who are also new, we do this for all games throughout the course of the season over on Twitter as well as on YouTube and wherever the comments can get pulled together. We do a predictions contest. The winner gets a prize at the end of the season. We also track Bundy, Ant, myself, and intern Andrew. You get 2 points if you get the correct
score.
The correct outcome and score. You get 1 point if you get the result correct.
If you get the winning team correct.
Correct. So.
Yeah. Russ won it 2 years ago.
I did.
I won it last year.
And it came down to
both times. It came down to the last game,
right?
Yes.
It was you and Bundy had the chance to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And 2 years ago, it was you and me.
Yep.
And you won on the last day.
Did I finish in last year? I think I did.
Dead last.
By a lot.
By a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Because I started picking the Flyers to win games.
He started throwing up Hail Marys like he was predicting overtime and shootouts at the end.
Because we had a rule in the first year of doing it. We had a 3-pointer where if you got the score and it was a winner in overtime or a shootout.
This is not true.
It didn't make any sense. No, we did. The first year we did.
This is in your head that we did that was the case.
You remember it. Bundy remembers it.
No.
That's the only one who doesn't remember it.
I kept track of it. I have the file. No.
Mr. Negative. By the way, a lot of military people in the house tonight.
Yes, it is. A good, big military night tonight. I don't know what's going on or what that's about, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
Military up in the upper level.
By the way, I should point out that back to the score prediction thing.
Yeah.
Not only have I gotten the first 2 right, I got a bonus point as well. So just pointing that out.
Is he going to be at this insufferable all year? Probably.
I decided that I'm going to be insufferable this year. This is going to be my thing. Insufferable ant this year.
Insufferable ant. I love that. You know, I had somebody use a term on me on Twitter, and I actually like it, and I think I'm going to use it on other people this year.
Yeah, what's that?
Misery merchant.
Oh, you are a misery merchant.
I'm not. But this person said it, and I was like, because I said, allow me to take a moment to be positive. And then I set out why I think the Flyers are actually in better shape than people think. Misery merchant.
Yeah. Remind me during intermission, I want to take you to task on one of your takes.
Which one?
The one where you put a tweet out comparing Gauthier and Bouillon to I'm going to take you.
I mean, I'm right.
You're far from right.
Those 2 players are better than.
So you only put it out because I'll do it right now. You only put it out because Bouillon scored his first NHL goal, right?
I did. Also because he has a higher ceiling than Drysdale does.
Yeah. How was his first game defensively?
That doesn't matter. -4. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Okay. He was terrible.
Playing defense as a defenseman in this league.
Yeah. What do you think? Good on the power play here?
We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it during first intermission. Oh, there you go. Wait, hold on. We're getting the introduction of the coaches. The coaches are wearing black. Coaches are wearing black.
That's not the coaches. That's the staff, training staff.
The training staff's wearing black. They could be wearing orange. They're not. What am I looking at? They showed a black jersey on screen?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I will love if Anthony's wrong. I will be insufferable. I will text video guy Amadeo to make a clip of it.
It certainly could be wrong. I mean,
do you hear that's hedging? They're wearing black jerseys tonight.
I would be stunned, and I will admit.
Can I give you a stone cold stunner on the stream?
I will be stunned. I will be stunned. I will be stunned because nothing in this city has ever kept that secret for that long.
They've been making hints toward it. Amadeo just texted, said they're wearing orange in the tunnel.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I would be stunned. Plus, I saw the jerseys hanging in the locker room today.
Well, that could have been their pregame jerseys. You don't know.
I mean, whatever.
You don't know. All right. Well, we've successfully killed the hope of a black jersey on this show.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go.
Okay.
Are we wrapping now, or are we?
No, we're not wrapping. We still have 5 minutes. All right, let's talk about Matvei Mishkov, or as Anthony called him at the beginning of the show, Fatvei Mishkov. I can't believe he said that.
I did not say
I
that.
I can't believe it. You remember Anthony? I couldn't believe it. He said Fatvei Mishkov, and I said, Anthony, you can't body shame these days. So I don't think the Mishkov thing is as much of a story as people are trying to turn it into. Has he looked sensational in the first 2 games? No. Does he, conditioning-wise, look exactly where you wanted to be? No. But people overreacted as if he was going out eating triple, quadruple portions of borscht while training with Ovechkin in Russia over the summer. And it just doesn't seem like it's the case. So Tocchet putting out that there's this ankle injury that happened. Remember, he did play in some exhibition games over in Russia. There was the best of the NHL versus best of the KHL, a few other things that we saw. At no point this offseason, not a single time, do I remember anybody saying, wow, Mishkov looks awful. Wow, Mishkov looks like he's, 300 pounds overweight. None of it happened. And even in the preseason, people were going, oh, man, Mishkov looks totally wrong. It was after the first 2 games, and he didn't see the ice in overtime in the second game. And I think that's where people started losing their minds. Does he look great? No. I wouldn't say that you need to start sounding like 17 alarm bells, do you?
No, I don't think it's an alarm bell thing at all. But, it's fair to say that he's not at the shape that they need him to be in the beginning of the season. I think that they were probably expecting him to be a little bit ahead of where he is right now, and he's not there. Tocchet said he's behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And he's
conditioning-wise. Because of the ankle injury.
So
I hope it's not a phantom ankle injury.
That's a possibility too, right?
Well, I don't know. Where's Risto at? Risto was once day-to-day, then week-to-week, month-to-month.
No,
is he going to go on the Ryan Ellis plan year-to-year? Will Risto be playing in San Jose in a couple of years? Who knows? Who's to say?
No, Risto will be back early November.
You think so?
Pretty confident in that.
Okay. I know what you know. I know what he knows, this man. I hate when he gives that look. Make that look to the camera and see if anybody drops off the screen.
No, I will not do it.
All right, let's talk about Emil Andre here for a second, too. I know we were talking about him with Bundy. It's funny to me.
I wrote a story about him today, by the way, on Patterson.
They very clearly sent him down, at least in part, to they wanted to have size on the blue line. This is a thing that goes back to last year. Brad Shaw on this show saying you can't win a cup with so many smaller defensemen. It's weird to me that they felt like he should go down last week, and then he's back. He's back now. I get that there's injury concerns and such, but weird that he didn't make the roster and now he's back a week later.
Well, it's because, it's like I said to Bundy earlier, it's because nobody has really grabbed the job. Yeah. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody to really take it and own the job.
Yeah.
And they sent him down because he didn't have a good enough camp. And, Talk even said that there were the way he's playing, he's like, he makes some bad decisions with the puck.
Yeah.
And he needs him to make better decisions. This is a real tryout for him in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Tonight's game, Cam York is going to play on Thursday. And so he's going to come back into the lineup. They don't want Emil Andre to be their number 7.
Yeah.
So can he have a good enough game to stay in the lineup, and then maybe Noah Juleson falls to your number 7 spot? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, can I pitch to you a conspiracy here that there were rumors that Andre might be a trade candidate. It's certainly not a bad thing to get him some game film for this season. It's not going to drastically change anyone's opinion, but you'd rather have a little bit of NHL film from this season.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's possible, but I don't think that that's the case. I think that they're so bereft of defensive players right now.
Bereft is a good word.
Bereft of defensive players right now that they would like to find something within that can play on a regular basis.
We are about to, I guess, enter the Bernie Perron tribute, correct? That's happening here pregame?
Yes.
We will be back first intermission, second intermission, and postgame here on all of the Snow the Goalie channels. Hopefully Anthony's laptop will work at some point, but
so the thing, here's the thing. This is a beautiful thing in this is a building that they've renamed it Xfinity Mobile Arena, and yet the frickin' Xfinity Wi-Fi does not work.
And the good news is we have a wired-in connection.
Thankfully, you guys have that. I don't.
Because if we didn't, we might have lost the show by now. Good on us.
Yeah.
What was the head nod for? Was that anything? I was agreeing with you. Oh, okay. Bundy.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing for the Flyers to accomplish in the first 5 minutes of the first period?
I know you keep telling me this, Russ, but I will say the key to this game tonight is going to be their puck management. Florida is so good at recovering pucks and taking away the middle of the ice. The Flyers have got to do a great job managing the puck and making good plays when they're there in the middle of the ice as well.
Okay. We are going to go away during the action. For those who are new, we cannot stream while the game is going on, even the in-arena sounds. So we will pull up a statcast of the game to just kind of keep you in the loop of what's going on. You can keep it up on a secondary screen, maybe on your phone. You got the game up on the TV, whatever. We'll have the statcast going during the periods, and then we will return for the intermissions and for postgame. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe on YouTube. We'll be back soon.
Dominant, flawless performances. We earned him MVP awards
Welcome back into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator. The Flyers are up 1-0 on the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Gentlemen, it wasn't a perfect period, but it was a good period for the Flyers. There are positives that they can take into the locker room.
Yeah, Bundy, I thought that they did a nice job of controlling the puck.
Yeah, I thought that they had their puck management was really good. I thought that they had territorial advantage, really digging out a lot of loose pucks. They had a really good first period, really good. They probably could be up 2-0 right now with a bounce going their way in one of the couple of the other opportunities that were presented to them. But no, it's great first period by the Flyers. I think it's expected to be at home, your first game at home in the home opener, to play the first 10 minutes and really, really come out of the gates good. And the Flyers did that, and they were able to manage doing that the whole 20.
Yeah, and you know what else I like that they try to do? I mean, they're not 100% successful at this, but they try to attack the middle.
Yeah.
That's not something that they did previously in the last couple of years. I think that's something that Talk is kind of instilling in them a little bit here.
Yeah, and that's how you score the goals. That's where a lot more of the goals are. That extra goal you're looking for, you have to dig through the middle. And yes, they are making plays into the middle of the ice, and that's part of the system change that you're going to see this team go through. Is guys making plays that are there, taking a little bit more chance offensively without giving up the back end.
Yeah, for sure. And on the goal, I mean, that's just a nice play by Forster there. Coming off the wall, winning a 50-50 battle for the puck, and then heck of a snipe. Put a top corner there. So that line played well again. They created chances shorthanded. Coots had an opportunity, and I forget who else had the first one. Coots had the second opportunity shorthanded. But, I mean, they did a nice job killing the penalty. Just all around, good period. Dan Vladar didn't have a lot, but I think that he made two really nice saves that were in there, a couple toe saves left for right pad saves. All around, I mean, like you said, Bundy, it was just a pretty solid period by the team.
Yeah, really good. That's how you have to play. You have to limit the other team's chances. When you have an opportunity to go, you go. I thought they had some point shots that went through. I thought it really a very, very, very good first period for the Flyers.
Did it feel like in that period this team looked different? The tactics of where they're taking shots from. They're putting in pucks from all different angles. We saw attempts from behind the net to try to bank it off the goalie. They're passing pretty well, I'd say, overall, but they're getting shots from a variety of locations. Last year, it felt like they got very stagnant. They were bombing in. They were taking shots from the same, 2 or 3 areas of the ice. Bundy, how much does that variety of shot type and shot location kind of sit in a goalie's mind?
Yeah, well, it's nice to know that your team is going to shoot because then you can funnel guys to the front of the net. But I think if you look at Carolina, that's a team that shoots from anywhere. And they're instructed to shoot. When they get a chance to shoot, they don't pass up an opportunity no matter where the shot's from. And I think the Flyers are doing the same thing right now. Rick Tocchet is trying to change their mindset and their thinking from where they were before to not be quite as robotic offensively, but to actually take chances without giving up the back end, to make sure that there's support like that. But that's how you score the goals. When you have an opportunity and it's there, you take it and you make it as fast as possible.
A couple people asking about Christian Dvorak playing on that second line. Kind of taking most of the draws there because Zegras is not very good at taking draws. Maybe you can say that, Dvorak is really the center now and Zegras is on the wing, especially against this team, seeing them a second time. What are your thoughts about Dvorak playing on a line like that with those guys to try and kind of, he's not really like this offensive-minded player, but he's playing on a line with guys who are expected to put up points.
Yeah, so he'll be expected to join that fray and putting up the points as well. He's a responsible player defensively. He can play up and down your lineup. He can play any position on your lineup, and that's a real good thing. A very fortunate thing to have for a guy like that. But if he's in on those offensive lines with Zegras, he's got to take advantage of those situations as well and get in on the offensive fray.
Rabenkin is an absolute menace on the boards. Is that worth having a conversation about?
Yeah, I want to see more of him. I haven't seen enough to call him, like that, to reach out and call him that.
But I'm just saying, he's got a pretty ferocious motor going at this point. I guess in the grand scheme of things, he doesn't play the first game. He gets into the lineup against Carolina, had a really solid preseason. He's essentially playing for a job to some extent, but maybe to get more consistent playing time. And if you're not necessarily a guy who can score a lot of goals, kind of playing that well-rounded game gives him the best opportunity, you would think, to factor into this lineup more often.
Grabenkin, right?
Yeah, Grabenkin.
I mean, and he's on the fourth line technically, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what that is. So there's only a certain amount of stuff he can do. But the other night he ended up electing to play Delorier in the first game against Florida, and then took him out against Carolina. But I guess he found here tonight in the home opener they need more of that speed and skill in the fourth line situation. The only guy who's remained intact there has been Hathaway, right?
Yeah.
And then Abels and Delorier came out, and then Luchenko went back in with Grabenkin. So, again, that gives the Flyers a little bit of flexibility as well, because you're not just hamstring in terms of being able to do one thing, going out there and check and dumping pucks in. Yep. There's a layer of offensiveness that's also part of that.
I'm curious to see what they end up doing with Jet Luchenko this year. I know they really don't want him to go back to Guelph.
Yeah, it's because his junior team's so bad that he's here right now.
They stink. They're terrible. And so there's no real value in sending him back there, but he's too young to go to the AHL. So they have 9 games that they can play him, right? Or before then, they have to make a determination. I know that they would prefer that he gets to play for Canada and World Juniors.
Yep.
Right? So I think that's a realistic thing, too. So the question is, how do you spread these games out? How long do you keep him on the roster before you send him back for World Junior?
If that's indeed what they do, right? Like, you don't think there's any way he's going back to Guelph at all, right? Because, again, that's a decision that they have to make.
I won't say that there's no chance. I mean, I think that they prefer that he doesn't. But is the possibility that he plays like 8 games, goes back to Guelph for a little bit, gets through the holidays, World Junior, and then comes back here?
Are you allowed to do that?
Once Guelph is done.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that they think that there's value in the World Junior for him.
Unless he just plays out of his mind in these 8 or 9 games that he has an opportunity to play in.
Well,
right?
I mean, he hasn't really played out of his mind in a game and a half so far, right? I mean, I mean, he's been okay. I mean, nothing special.
All right, so can we play that scenario out? So, Bundy, if you're in the position of a Danny Briere and your choices are send the guy back to his junior team, that's not a very good one in Guelph, and whatever that development's going to look like, and then to Ant's point, get to play World Junior, or keep him here, and he might not be ready to be an every night contributor on this team, but he's working with the current crop of NHL talent. He's working with Rick Tocchet and that coaching staff, and he's developing maybe less with the live game action of junior, but he's with the group.
Yeah.
Which way would you go if you were Danny Briere? Is it more important for him to get the game reps in junior, or is it more important for him to be here trying to develop with this team and sporadically in the lineup?
It depends on the player, right? Like what their vision of the player is. Are they thinking, what is he going to be down the road? To me, the easy thing is, and I again, it becomes a numbers game. The best thing to do, I think, would keep him here and play him in a limited role rather than send him back to a terrible team in junior.
Okay.
Because that doesn't help anybody out. It doesn't help him out. It might make the team a little better, but it's not going to make the player get any better. So that's why the world championships, the junior championships at Christmas will be a really good indication if he goes there. Now, he could be on the NHL team and still get loaned to the World Junior team at Christmas.
This is true. Yeah, that can happen as well.
I think because of the porous situation of his junior team, I think the Flyers are going to end up keeping him.
Yeah, I do. I tend to lean that way. I'm not 100% on this, but I tend to lean that way too, Bundy. My only concern is he's playing fourth line, right? I worry that that's not what you want for him. Like, you would rather him play in a higher role. And you can't quite do that here.
No, you can't. You can't
because of the numbers game.
You're right. Right.
And so, like, that's the one thing. It's like they're kind of they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. In my mind,
wasn't Couturier playing fourth line when he was 18? Am I crazy?
Third.
Yeah, it was third. Was third line?
Third or fourth line.
Fourth. Yeah.
But Couturier was never expected to be, a top point producer either.
Yeah.
He was expected to be what he became, which was a Selke Trophy winner. As a shutdown center who can contribute 60 points a season.
Yeah.
That's what Sean Couturier was expected to be.
I just don't know what the expectation around Luchenko really is. He's not a sniper. He's got good vision. He's got great speed. I don't know. I don't know.
They think his upside is as a second line center. That's his ceiling, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get there, playing 6 to 8 minutes a night as your fourth line guy with a couple of pluggers is not really going to.
I guess the question is, who are you going to sacrifice to send to the fourth line? If you're going to play in the
That's
third
why I
line
said
role?
they're in a bind,
Yeah.
right? So that's the thing. He's not
Unless they decided that Zegras isn't going to work out at center, and then you put Lutsenko centering a line with Zegras on the wing. But
That's a big jump up.
I'm not sure
that's a huge jump.
Yeah, I don't think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot for them right now. It's a tough spot for them. Anyway, isn't it time for?
Oh, the intern. He has returned. Intern Andrew. Stat of the night.
Stat
Yes,
of the
hello.
night.
First one of the season.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So
Look, he doesn't even have his name. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
this
sorry.
guy.
you guys all know who I am,
Wow.
right?
Look at that. You guys all know who I am.
By now, I would assume.
All right. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, Google me.
How's Penn State doing this year?
They stink. They stink on ice.
Oh, Bundy, that was great.
We should come back around to them in a little bit. Go ahead.
That's fine. This is a hockey program.
I got a stat of the night for you.
All right. I can't wait. Okay, so coming into tonight,
James Franklin is 1-15 against top 10 teams.
man,
It's going to be.
I was at the one. I still have the grass.
It's going to be that
Yeah,
way
I'm
for a
sure.
long time because he doesn't have a job.
You said you still have the grass?
Yeah.
I think you'd have to be smoking grass to think that he deserved to start the season. So it's all over. It's all over. Poor guy. A lot of bad things happen to
blew
good people.
Yeah, I know.
it. They blew it. They blew their window. But whatever. We move on. Gavin McKenna. Okay, so coming into tonight, Travis Konechny in his career has 5 goals in Flyers home openers, which is tied for third on the Flyers all-time list with Rod Brind'Amour, Wayne Simmons, and and Mike Richards.
Okay.
So number 2 on that list with 7 is Claude Giroux, and number 1, 9 career goals in Flyers home openers is Bill Barber.
Wow.
Wow. That's a good stat, actually.
Good stat, yeah.
So he's tied for third with 5.
Got 40 minutes to get sole possession of third place.
How about that? That's a good stat.
Yeah.
I would have it would have taken me a minute to guess Billy Barber.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. That's a good stat. And
Thank you.
I'll give you credit.
Thank you.
Proud of you, intern. You're doing well.
You know who I am.
I can't believe he said that. The audacity.
Google me.
Do they? I mean, what are they not?
I ask your AI assistant who is intern Andrew and see what it says.
Go ahead, do it. You won't.
What, like ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Whoever
ask
or
ChatGPT.
Grok or whoever. Like just ask your AI assistant. I mean,
Who
even
is
if you
it?
do it in Google, Google has an AI assistant that answers right away.
Who is intern Andrew?
Who is intern Andrew? I want to see what it says.
Quick, young man.
Yeah, it doesn't know me.
Aw, poor guy.
How? How could it not?
I'm not sure which intern Andrew you mean. That's quite a general phrase, but here are a few possibilities I found.
Okay.
Perhaps one matches what you had in mind.
All right, read it
All
off.
right, go ahead.
Andrew, the intern, known from the Kid Carson show in Vancouver,
Yeah, not
his
you.
intern nickname stuck even after he moved beyond internship status.
There we go. It's kind of like you, right? It works.
Apparently, there's a listing on IMDb for intern Andrew, but it doesn't say what it is. If you tell me more context, I can give a more precise
All
answer.
right, so ask it about hockey. It's like hockey related. See if it finds you then. This is fun.
People come here for analysis, and instead we derail the show. Oh, here we go. So I talked to Gemini, the Google assistant. It did not recognize intern Andrew, but then I said, I was thinking intern Andrew from Snow the Goalie and the Press Row show. Gemini responds, intern Andrew is an occasional guest and contributor on the Philadelphia Flyers hockey podcast, Snow the Goalie, and its accompanying live show, the Press Row show. Here's what we know about him. He is known for providing stats and trivia during segments of the Press Row show.
Nice.
He is a recurring humorous presence
Thank you.
on the program alongside main co-host, longtime Flyers beat reporter Anthony SanFilippo, Russ and former Flyer, Chris Bundy Therien. While his primary role is to contribute data, he has been known to, quote, go off the rails and create funny moments on the show.
That's true.
Fans have praised, quote, the Fab Four chemistry that intern Andrew adds to the show. I'm not making this up.
Look at this.
I will show this to
This is phenomenal.
to the people who might not believe this was in no way, shape, or form manipulated or anything. Hold on. I'm going to pull up. Everybody's got to be able to see it. We are going to confirm. We are not giving in to our tech overlords here, however. There it is. That is legitimately from from Google's AI mode.
When did people start calling us the Fab Four?
They said Fab Four Energy.
Fab Four Energy.
Does that mean that one of us stupidly calls a timeout?
I always
when
looked
we
at
don't
us
have any
like the Ghostbusters, and Andrew was Ernie Hudson.
Oh, that's a great comment.
The fourth Ghostbuster.
That's so good.
That should be our group costume this year
There you go. Oh,
for Halloween.
a group costume.
You got your proton packs in your back.
Did the Flyers play on Halloween this
The
year?
30th.
No,
I think it's the day
it's
before.
Good. So that means
Friday.
I can go trick-or-treating with my kids and not have to miss the show.
There you go.
Right.
How about it? I
There
love
you
it.
go.
All right, good.
That's your intern costume this year.
Who are you going to call?
Who are you going to call? You got to be a Ghostbuster this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Good call, Bundy. I like it.
But you know what, though? He eventually became a full board member of the Ghostbusters.
Good to
Yes,
know.
he did.
Yeah.
He did eventually. Yeah.
Intern Andrew's mom said in the comments, we need to get this boy a phone, a good phone, so he can go down to the locker room and record interviews and get Anthony and not a potato cam.
Yeah. No, I know you're right.
We need like a burner phone. Can we get somebody to donate an old beat up iPhone that has a working camera? Like
I
the
would-
old iPod Touch. Remember the iPod Touch?
That would probably work.
It would work. Anyway.
Here's my favorite comment. Ask him if he knows who Peter Forsberg is.
I do know who he is. Swedish kid. Really good player.
All right.
Played
so
for the Avalanche.
So the Flyers are up 1-0. They're going into the second period. And Bundy, that leads us to the most important question of the night.
Here we go.
What do the Flyers have to do in the first 5 minutes of this period?
Don't change anything. Keep playing the kind of game they've been playing. They're getting pucks in deep. They have sustained pressure on the Florida defense. They're backtracking really well. They're getting decent goaltending when the opportunities have been there. Don't change a damn thing. Just go out and play.
All right. I think it's a good place to leave it. All
absolutely.
right. We'll be back during second intermission and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe over on YouTube and also on Facebook and X and everywhere else, and Instagram. And we're over on TikTok because we're everywhere. Follow us. We'll be back for the second intermission. Talk soon. here on the Press Row
And we
Show.
were wondering why, Russ, why we had so many military people here at the game tonight. And then you found out.
I did.
You did a little research.
Yes.
And you found out. What do you got for us?
Introduce yourself.
Hello. Hey, my name is Commander Frank Lamine. I am the commanding officer of USS Billings. We are parked right next to the battleship New Jersey, right there on the Camden side of the water. We're here for the Navy Marine Corps 250th celebration, birthday celebration, and we've been here all week. So today, we're here at the Flyers game, and we want to re-enlist a sailor who wants to recommit and rededicate himself back to the U.S. government and back to the Navy because he's all about that.
That's fantastic.
Really cool.
That's really cool, especially now with the government being shut down, right? We're re-enlisting anyway, right?
Nothing stops it.
Nothing stops it. Nothing stops it. Cool. So you want to introduce us to this gentleman here? Yeah.
This is Damage Controlman Chief. He's actually Damage Controlman Senior Chief because he also recently promoted.
Nice.
And his
Nicely done.
Yeah, we can give it up for him.
Nicely done.
Thank you. And he's Damage Controlman Senior Chief Terrell Rowan. He can't hear you. Can you hear him, Mike? He can't hear me. He can't hear.
Yeah.
But tell him where you're from.
I'm from Loganville, Georgia. Small town.
Married with kids?
Married. I have one wife, one kid. Love them to death.
Yeah.
So is this the first time you've been to a hockey game?
Have you been to a hockey game?
Is this the first time you've been to a hockey game?
First time, but professional hockey game.
First professional hockey game.
Okay, fair enough.
Very
Fair
cool.
enough.
All right.
Cool. And so, what makes you want to get back into this thing here?
I love my country.
Talking to the mic.
Yeah.
I love my country, and I want to support my country. And I've been in 17.5 years, and I want to do 20+ years.
Awesome.
Very cool.
This is very cool.
Awesome
very
stuff.
cool. And I love the fact that we have like 60 guys lined up right here. Right? Can
I might be able to figure out a way. I might be able to. I can figure it out.
They're my fans.
Can we
They
get
love
can we
me,
do
and
that,
I
like a
support
Navy
them, and
cheer?
I love them.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are my sailors. All of my sailors on board USS Billings.
Okay.
And my motto is all in, all out. So you're going to hear this.
Yeah.
When I say all in, you're going to hear what they say. All in? All out. All in? All out.
Very good.
Discharge.
Love it, guys. Love
There we
it.
go.
Certify that. Chief Damage Control Terrell Rowan.
Discharge.
Honorable discharge from the United States Navy on the 14th day of October 2025. This certifies you awarded as a testimonial on its faithful service. Time. F. Me, Commander, U.S. Navy, USS Billings.
There we go.
Way to go, boys.
So he was just discharged. Now I need to bring him back into the Navy.
You got to bring it back in.
I got to bring him back in. Usually in this moment, he's no longer active, in fact. So this is like his disconnect point from the military. So he gets to talk trash to the.
He can do whatever he wants
can do
right now.
whatever he wants. He
So
can
when
walk
does he get
away.
brought back in?
He's about to get brought back in right now.
Right now.
I'm not going to give him a whole lot.
All right.
You got a speech? You want to say something as a civilian right now?
Hey, I love all y'all.
To the mic.
Hey, thank you, every one of y'all. Y'all wouldn't have been invited if I didn't like you.
There we go.
So if you're here, be thankful.
That's good.
There we
That's
go.
great.
Love it.
Hey, also with that, it's not just about the service members, it's also about the family and the sacrifice. So personally, his wife Ashley and his son Asher are a huge part of why he's here and doing this service, serving this country. So we want to spend a special thank you and shout out for their sacrifice.
Make sure you have them find us online. It lives on YouTube forever.
On
Snow the Goalie, you can find us on there. They can go home and they can watch it and they can see all this wonderful occasion.
Thank you, sir. Hey, with that, I'm gonna bring him back into the Navy.
Bring him back in.
Bring him back in.
Bring that
Bring
man
him
back
back.
in.
Bring him back.
Bring you back. He's gonna repeat after me. You gotta talk in the mic. I state your name.
I, Terrell Rowan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
I will support and
the
defend
Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the
and
same.
I will bear true faith and
Allegiance to the same. And I will obey the president, the orders of the president,
I will bear true faith and president,
and I will obey all officers appointed over me,
law of me,
according to regulation
regulation,
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
uniform,
So help me God.
oh my God.
Woo! Yes, sir.
All right. Good job, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, you did. That's all right. Yeah, he's back, guys. Yeah.
He's back. Good work.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna bring everybody up.
Oh,
here.
Russell.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Here we go. There we go. Look at that. Boom. Look at this whole crew. I mean, is this wild or what? There's a whole crew out here.
I love it.
Great stuff, guys.
We're from the USS Billings, namesake Montana, Billings, Montana,
Yep.
which is the ship named after Billings, Montana. And we're humbly proud to carry that name, humbly proud to represent that state.
Well, we're proud to have you on the Snow the
Yeah.
Goalies.
100%.
100%. Big supporters
Thank
of the
you for
military.
your service, you
Thank
guys.
you, your service.
Thank you all for your service.
And your
Thank you,
families
guys.
as
Every
well.
last one
Thank
of you.
And
Thank you so
guys for
much.
pitching this all aboard
guys.
and giving us this time. Thank
You
you.
got it. Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, guys.
Let's hear it for
So this
Great
is
stuff, Russ.
good stuff, Russell.
Can we get a picture with you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just come on. Take a
Just watch
photo.
that wire. Just don't take out that wire.
That's
and
an
you're good.
important wire.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah.
knock any of the wires
There
out.
you go.
Yep.
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 All right, there we go.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah,
there we go.
we'll keep talking while these guys come on to take a look at this. This
There
is
we go.
hysterical. They're all going to take a picture with us.
So let them come around if you want.
Yeah, you can come around. You can come around.
Just, yeah, wrap that up.
This is why
completely
you
off
watch
the
the
rails.
Press Row Show.
Completely off
This
the rails.
is why you watch the Press Row Show.
Yeah.
You know, you could come in and you could get hockey talk and all that lovely stuff, and hopefully we won't lose the. There we go.
There
We're
you
good.
go.
We're good.
Now, you're blocking. So
Oh, yeah.
split the camera. There you go.
Great stuff.
You're good. All
There
right,
we
now
go.
you can take your picture.
We
Yeah.
have gone fully off the rails
This
today.
is as far off the rails I think as we've ever gone.
Yeah, but it's a great
Ever
reason to
gone.
go off the rails.
Completely off the rails.
Fantastic reason
Yeah.
to go off the rails.
Complete.
All right.
Good stuff.
There we go.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
So, by the way, Bundy, there was a hockey game going on there for a
There
little
was a
while.
hockey game. It's a close game.
If we
It's a
get through this
good
without
game.
this wire, hey,
2-1. Russ, you're in charge of the wire now.
wire,
See,
wire.
now you go handle. This is your thing. I'll talk with Bundy while you figure this out. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I appreciate it. All right, so Bundy, there was a hockey game going on there.
There was. What are the odds that a wire does not get knocked off?
I don't know. Guarantee we're going
There's
off
like
the
a
air.
3%
Yeah,
chance
we're getting
that wire
kicked off.
survives.
Knocked
No
off the air.
doubt. No doubt.
2-1 Flyers after 2 periods. I think that they, for the most part, Bundy, for about 18 minutes of that period, right, they played as well as they played in the first period.
Yep.
And it wasn't until the very end when they gave up the shorty there at
Yep.
the end
There you go.
that things kind of went off the rails on the ice before they went off the rails up here.
Have a great night, guys.
But good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming up.
Appreciate it. Just watch the wires going out, guys.
Yes, Asher and Alexis.
Yep.
Got it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Find the video there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but really, that period,
All right, have a good rest
was
of your night.
was mostly positive.
Wait.
Yeah,
wait.
I thought
Yo,
the Flyers.
we didn't lose the wire. We almost lost the light. We didn't lose the wire, guys.
I thought the Flyers played a great period, Anthony. Again, I mean, they took the play to Florida. Shots are about even, but the quality of the chances the Flyers have had have been far better. Their power play looked really good until the end.
But how about that one power play? They didn't even score on it.
No, but they had possession the whole
The
time.
entire 2 minutes, and the crowd gave them a standing ovation for it.
Yeah.
Deservedly so, because they played so well.
Yeah, that was an outstanding power play. It was a lot of puck movement, a lot of perimeter play, like keeping it around, looking for the shot. They were really maximizing that the players they had out there, too. I think everybody was touching the puck. It was a great, really good-looking power play. Now, the one at the end wasn't so good. They couldn't get the puck out of their own zone.
Yeah.
And it kept getting hemmed around the boards by Florida until the Flyers came back in their own zone. And then Reinhart ended up with a breakout pass. It was kind of like a 2-on-2 with a trailer.
Yeah.
Took a shot. He should have scored initially off the rebound. He missed the net. And then there was a breakdown behind the net where Florida ended up getting the play, and they ended up wrapping around and scoring on the Flyers to make it 2-1 Philadelphia near the end of the second period.
You know, one thing I wanted to kind of talk to you about, Bundy, that I've noticed over the first 3 games, and actually talked a little bit about this with Nick Seeler earlier today. Flyers not throwing themselves in front of as many shots as they were under John Tortorella, under Rick Tocchet. And Tocchett's philosophy, and Seeler was talking about this a little bit, is more to, like, you block a shot if it's a high percentage, high danger, get in the way, prevent that shot from going towards the net. But for the most part, it's, hey, let the goalie see the shot and box out. The defenseman should be boxing out in front.
Yeah.
Is that more of the style that you were used to playing back in the day,
That's
right?
what we were told. Box out and let the goalie take it. And then there became a period of time in the league where everybody was told to block shots, no matter who you were. Goal scorer, whatever. You had to block shots. I like it. I mean, obviously, if there's a shot coming and you know that you can absolutely make the block, then you make the block.
Right, correct.
But if you're just going to stand in the way of a shot, an outside shot to block it for no reason, sometimes it can cause more chaos than without it. So let the goalie have his eyes on the shot, and then you are boxing out the guy that would be the secondary shooter, the opportunity to go to the front of the net.
Yeah, and that's what Sealer was saying. Sealer was saying that the goalies prefer it that way,
right?
Because that way they can see the shot the whole way, right? And then you're taking the rebound away or taking the away from the player who's there. So the Flyers seem to be doing that a little bit more than they have in the past. You're not going to see them lay out as much as they have in previous seasons. So
yeah, and I think that's okay. That's as long as there's that communication between the defenseman and the goaltender, and the communication is not a verbal one like, "Hey, you got the shot." It's you being able to step out of the way and be responsible for whoever the secondary attempt would be.
Yeah, for sure. All right, before we wrap things up, I know we got to get to intern Andrew trivia.
Let's bring the young man on.
Since Russ sent everything off completely haywire in the second period.
That was wild.
That was wild.
Yeah,
somebody suggested that intern Andrew enlisted.
I think we should enlist intern Andrew after that.
He enlisted.
Do you feel inspired?
No. Are you looking for a job?
No. Anyway, let's get to intern Andrew.
Private Andrew.
Do we have to sing him in? Do we have to play the music in here?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Thank you. So, Florida is in town, and unfortunately, our old friend Sergei Bobrovsky is not playing. And I say unfortunately because as of right now, he's at 19,988 career saves.
Oh.
I thought it'd be very fitting that he got to the 20,000 save plateau in this building. That just would have been too perfect. Alas, it'll probably be his next start, however. If and when he does eventually do that, he will become just the 18th goalie in league history to reach the 20,000 save mark.
Okay.
Wow.
Of those 18, 3 are former Flyers.
Ooh.
Obviously, Bob is one. You name the other 2.
So 2 more goalies who've got at least who've played for the Flyers who have at least 20,000 saves.
Does it mean they played just for the Flyers or could have been elsewhere too?
They could have been elsewhere as
I'm
well.
going to go with
Ron Hextall?
No.
I'm going to go John Van Beesbrook.
He's one.
Oh, he's been around a while, yeah.
He's 10th on the all-time list.
Okay.
No way it's Bernie.
No.
No way.
Although
It's not
they
a
did
more
play
recent
more
guy,
games
is it?
back then.
Like last couple decades?
They did play more games back
Oh, yeah,
then.
last couple decades, sure. Yeah.
Was it a guy who also played in Buffalo?
He played for a bunch of teams. Hold on a second.
No, it's not Marty Biron. If that's what you were going to.
I'm wondering how many. How many saves Biron had. I'm gonna actually look that up.
Yeah, didn't play for Buffalo.
Wow. 20,000 saves.
Van Beesbrook's a good one.
Yeah.
Good pull there, Anthony.
Thanks.
Biron had 12,646.
Not quite.
Oh, what about what's his name? Played with you.
I see it on the thing, but are you going to say Sean Burke?
Sean Burke is correct.
Is it Sean Burke?
Yes.
I didn't get that. I saw it at the bottom, and then I realized I didn't mean to look, but I realized how many teams he played for.
Yeah.
And he was here in Philly for a stint, but he played a lot of hockey.
I think he was here twice, right?
Yeah, I think he was.
He played 11 games in the 97-98 season, and then he came back and played another 15 in the 03-04 season.
Yeah.
But he's 15th on the all-time list.
So there you go.
2,100.
There you go. Who's got the most? Do you have the whole list in front of you?
I can get it. Brodeur is obviously number 1. Yeah, I have it.
Oh, so Brodeur is the most. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have thought he wouldn't have been that high because the Devils didn't give up a ton of
You're right. They
shots.
didn't give up a lot of shots. I was thinking the same thing. I thought Patty Waugh would have had more.
He's 4
than Brodeur.
You know who number 2 is actually? Roberto Luongo.
Yeah, I believe that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes
Another
sense.
former Panther, right?
Yeah.
Where did Ilya Brizgalov end up on that list?
I don't know.
Lost like Baron Woods.
Yes.
All right, so guys, I think going into tonight's game, if you had told many of the people watching right now that the Flyers were going to be leading 2-1 going into the final frame, they might have been surprised.
Not this group.
Is there anything?
We all picked them to win tonight.
I had
I
him
know
up
we did.
4-4-1 win tonight.
I'm just I picked them at 3-1, so an empty netter here gets me 2 points. I love that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change in the way that they've played to this point, Bundy?
No,
not at all. They've been sound defensively. They've got pucks in deep. They've worked the offensive zone. Their special teams have been good. No, I wouldn't change anything. And they got a 2-1 lead as a reward for it at the end of the second. Got to hold that down now and make sure you do a good job. Florida's is going to come here.
Yeah.
And they're going to put a good foot forward.
And I think they've been frustrating the Panthers a little bit in the first
totally
2 periods.
agree. Yep.
Yeah, and so I think you're going to see a little bit of that. The Panthers trying to kind of respond to that a little bit here. So this is going to be the toughest period yet for the Flyers. But I think as long as they stay within their structure and their system that they've been playing here in the first 2 periods, I like their chances of holding on to this game and getting the first win of the year.
Agreed.
Bundy, real quick, on Emile Andre, anything standing out to you there?
No, he's moving the puck well. He's doing a pretty good job. You know, he just got called up. He knows there's a ton of pressure in that look tonight that he's getting. He's done a good job. Yeah, this is a tryout for him. Yeah.
We'll talk more about that post-game. There's going to be a few other things going on post-game as well. Make sure you come back.
You won't have me.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X. Of course, you can also find the show wherever you get your podcasts. We'll put the post-game show up there as well. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, and we'll talk to all of you post-game here on the Press Row Show, the #1 rated pregame, intermission, post-game show, and the home of what I'm sure will be the only re-enlistment in the U.S. Navy on any program.
Any podcast in America today.
I would say the entire hockey season. Like, good luck.
Yes.
Can you imagine NBC Sports Philly trying to bring all those guys in the studio for a re-enlistment? I think not.
I do have to ask, though.
Yeah.
Is it okay to actually enlist someone in the military when they've had about 12 beers?
And on that,
he'd had a
Show, the #1 rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, the home of the 1-1-1 Philadelphia Flyers. A gargantuan 5-2 win at home against the two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Bundy, we saw a heck of a game.
Yep.
We saw some good performances that we'll highlight. And on the press row show during the second intermission, we had a Navy re-enlistment. It was a heck of a night down here at the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Xfinity Mobile Arena. It was a great night for the Flyers, and they got themselves in a little bit of a hole there. They got the Florida tied the game after the Flyers took a 2-0 lead, but they didn't look back after that. They winded up scoring 3 goals, consecutive goals, taking a 5-2 win here at home. Couturier with a 4-point night.
Yeah.
2 goals, 2 assists. He had himself a really, really good game tonight. A few guys had some good games, but he certainly is at the top of the heap.
We're going to pop up the post-game comments on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. So as comments come in across YouTube, Facebook, and X, by all means, send them over. Intern Andrew's on the board. He will highlight, I guess, some of the best ones. Bundy, there are a bunch of players that I think we can probably shout out in this game. Let's start with the man in net, a guy who got to start the season on the road against these same Panthers, had a really strong start. He gets the home opener in Dan Vladar. Your thoughts on the former Flame turned Flyer, brought in to be the backup to Sam Ersson, but has done pretty darn well in this starting role.
He's been the better goalie thus far this year, even going through back to training camp, which I don't put a whole lot of stock in, but as a goalie, when you're looking for a spark and you're the head coach, you went with the right guy. He did a good job tonight, made some key saves at key times of the hockey game. Probably want the second one back, where he kind of took a little bit of a fall there as he was sliding crease to crease, or post to post in the crease, rather. But he had a good game, made some really key stops. You can tell Florida is a team that just they played pretty good, but you can tell they're injured. They've got some key injuries, obviously, with Kachuk, Barkov, and now Kulikov on defense. That takes away a lot from what their team is, but nothing to take away from the Flyers. And this was a great win. All of us thought the Flyers would have a great win here tonight, and they did. Yeah, and they did, and the Flyers came out and really executed well.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but when the Flyers were up 3-2, empty net, right? Bobby Brink nets the fourth goal of the night. Intern Andrew actually picked the Flyers to win 4-2. He was kind of smelling himself over here, getting the 2 points in the standings. I like to imagine that Bobby Brink scored that goal, looked up to the balcony and said, "That one's for you, Intern Andrew." But then what happens, Bundy? They empty the net again. That 5th goal goes in, and Intern Andrew goes from a 2-point game to 1 point like the rest of us. A guy who had a hell of a game, multi-goal effort, a guy who's always under a lot of scrutiny, certainly was under scrutiny with the former head coach, Sean Couturier.
Yeah, he did a great job tonight. I mean, really, really leading this team. To have somebody that they can go to and rely upon in that leadership role. I mean, he was what you want your captain to do, and in a home opener to put up 4 points like that, I thought they were. It was a pretty special night for him. What is this, a Florida broadcast?
Yeah, Ryan Ace's Florida broadcast said the Flyers were lucky to win. Florida dominated from start to finish. Not sure what they watched first and second. Certainly third, Florida was better.
I don't agree with that at all. I thought the Flyers played much better the first 2 periods, and I thought the third period Florida had a good start after they had that 6-on-5. They had a whole bunch of chances where they pulled the goalie and the Flyers couldn't get their it was a delayed penalty. And that's where Florida mustered up a lot of their shots. Flyers were really gassed at that time, but they got out of it, and then Florida scores on that power play afterwards. But to stay with the Flyers, I don't know if the Flyers would have won a game like this last year.
No.
I'm not sure that they would have had the moxie in them. Maybe they would have gotten overtime and something good would have happened. But to come back when they were tied 2-2 after having a 2-0 lead, there's a lot to say about that and the kind of team they are.
I want to jump into your old player brain here for a second, if I may. So when you look at the schedule when it comes out, we talked about this before the season started. It's kind of a murderer's row to start the year for the Flyers. Obviously, there's probably something that goes into with a new head coach. Maybe you want a few cupcakes to start the season, right? Mm-hmm. You want to have a few easy ones, kind of figure things out as a collective and do it against lower opponents. And it's not to say that the Flyers are some great team, but rather you want to be able to build some confidence early. What they have now is Florida twice, plus Carolina, 2 of those games being on the road. They had a strong first game. You skate away with a loss. Second game, you sort of win in overtime. You get it taken back. You lose in overtime. Right. But there's still some momentum that you probably carry forward. No doubt. And then tonight you go out and you put this together. in your old player brain, what's the preference? Is it to get those cupcake teams to start the year and try to build
Take care.
the
God bless.
confidence? Or is it to do something like they've done where they've had success early in the season against teams that everyone expects to be, potentially deep playoff opponents?
Yeah, I think the Flyers have done it. I mean, I think it's good to start against good teams. It gets you off the schneid. You have to recognize immediately that you've got to be ready to play. You can't take nights off against teams like Florida. You can't take a night off against anybody.
Yeah.
But it's certainly you got to be at your best. Not that anyone would ever take a night off. Just when you're not at your best, what is the other team going to give you?
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you. I thought they played pretty well in Florida game 1. I thought they played a much better game in Carolina, deserved a better fate, and then tonight they earned their 2 points. So it was a good win. I mean, really, really solid road win. But I'd rather you got to play them all at some point. You may as well stack them at the beginning of the year before anything else.
You brought up the idea of could the team last year have done this? The team last year did, if you remember, I think it was a game against the Stars. They put out a really good effort. They had a few games last year where they kind of overachieved, especially relative to where they were throughout the season, where they were a bottom-feeding team. I don't know. You kind of wonder about like the new coach bump, although you usually think of that more as like an in-season kind of changeover, right? You get rid of a guy that maybe had lost the locker room in torts and he gets replaced, and there's a little bit of a new coach bump there. I don't know if that carries into a new season. Do you think it carries through the same way?
No, I think things change when you get a new coach because he's implementing a new system and there's a new format going on. Everybody's got to buy into what he's trying to teach. So, No, I don't think there's is there a carryover? I mean, there's guys that had good seasons and good finishes to the season last year. Bobby Brink and Noah Cates would be two. They look like they've carried it into this year.
Yeah.
But I always believe a new season's a new season.
Trevor Zegras, people were asking for a big play. He had one late in this game to get the feed that goes to what ultimately ends up being the game-winning goal. Jet Lachenko in this game, did he show you enough to, I guess, warrant further playing time? We talked about it during, I think it was the first intermission show, about Lachenko, what the best way the Flyers could go about playing him versus sending him down to Guelph, keeping him around here. You and Ant seem to be of the thought that better chance than not that he ends up staying with the team for at least a good long while before they send him down. He has the 9 games to play. They could stretch that out. Did he show you much in this game?
He's playing on the fourth line, so it's really hard. He made a couple of little good plays, but in terms of noticing him for the bulk of the game, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. This game was played really with 3 lines in terms of getting the offense going. He's probably got to define a role, but is he just too young? Is he in between right now? And that's what they're trying to figure out what to do. Can they get a trade somewhere from Guelph to get him to a better junior team? I don't know, but the way I see it going right now is if they don't want him playing for Guelph because they have such a poor team, then he's probably going to have to stay here. And he can't go to the American League. He's probably going to have to stay here and develop at the speed that they want him to develop at.
It's a shame because if this were next year, I guess it was also like league contingent.
Why couldn't they just do it right away? Like, why did they have to wait a year to be able to send one of your first rounders to the minors?
Wasn't it his league? His junior league is the one that's not accepting it this year.
Oh, is that right?
I think that was the CBA thing that Ant was talking about a few weeks ago. Regardless, it is a shame because next year, if this were the case, he's 19, they would be able to send him as the one exception down to the A. He's the perfect example of a player who's in this weird purgatory, right? He's not going to really improve by going down to Guelph.
No,
he's
he will not.
He's not an impact enough player at the NHL level to warrant consistent playing time. We talked about this, I think, during first intermission as well. It's that toss-up of is it better for him to go back to junior play every night, but the development probably won't be there, or stay here. Maybe you're not in the lineup every night, but you're practicing with these players. You're practicing under the tutelage and under the direction of this coaching staff. Maybe that ultimately is better for your development. It's a tricky place. The A would be the perfect place for Jet Lachenko, but it's not an option.
No, it's not an option. He'd play a ton of minutes down there, and they could do it. He could do whatever he wanted in terms of his development, for a year down there. But that's not the case. So, yeah, I mean, see you, Mike. Good seeing you, bud.
There he goes.
Our famous organ player, Mike. Great guy.
Plays a great organ.
He sure does.
I was talking to him about it pregame, by the way. I was saying, hey, when you play your organ, I was asking him about it because, he's a skilled guy. We actually had a conversation about if he has the ability to hook up a keyboard to the computer, which he does.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, maybe on a press road show, or maybe on a Snow the Goalie that we do remotely. Maybe we bring Mike the organist on for a little intermission music during the show.
That would be nice.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Mike could do our intro for Andrew's trivia.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
There you go.
Okay, so we talked about those guys. Emil Andre. This really was in a big way kind of a show me game. A guy who was sent down at the end of camp for a myriad of reasons. He gets the opportunity in the lineup tonight. Seemed like he connects the zones pretty well. What did you see from Emil Andre?
I thought he played a good game. I thought I don't think he did anything crazy. I thought he made simple plays when he had to, defended when he had to. He's going to need to. They needed that puck mover in his depth pairs and defense.
Yeah,
and he is what they have that can provide it better than anybody else, short of a trade.
It's interesting because we talked pregame about how Igor Zamula's agent kind of threw out the idea that Zamula hasn't been given the opportunity to this point to show what he can do. He's been kind of boxed in, but he could be a good power play player. We kind of dispelled some of that notion pregame, but Zamula's a bigger guy. They seem to have this, not obsession with the idea, but this long-held belief you needed a certain amount of size on the blue line to be a contending team. They're not a contending team. They might actually be a better team than people are giving them credit for. I actually do think they could be a playoff team.
The Flyers?
Yeah, I think
why not?
I think they could be. And I'm about as critical as it gets when it comes to this team. I think they actually do have enough to be a bubble playoff team. If you're not as concerned with the traditional hockey sense of you need a certain amount of size to compete for a cup, if you're willing to say, all right, not a cup contender, we just want to put the best players on ice. Is that the best case to keep Emil Andre here? Like if he gets back in the lineup again, does exactly what he did tonight, you say, all right, you're still small on the blue line, but it doesn't matter as much right now. You're not going into like a playoff stretch. Like
it does not matter right now, the size. They'll deal with kick that can down the road if they have to, when they have to. But right now it's about getting a guy who can move the puck out of the zone reliably and get the forwards the puck so they can go on the offense. And size has nothing to do with it right now. If they have to worry about that down the road, we'll deal with it then. But right now it's about having someone come in there and solidify the depth position while they have some of these guys out with injuries.
Now I want to go kind of down the checklist of the remaining players who were part of storylines coming into this one. So the blue line, we're pretty set there. I don't think there was anybody else on defense that stood out for better or worse, right? It was really about Emil Andre tonight.
Sanheim had a good game again.
He
played really well again. But Andre, it was the one whose the eyes were all on tonight. Everybody.
The other two guys that I guess I would think of, Grabenkin continues to kind of settle into a role. I said he's kind of like he's sort of a gremlin in a way. Just kind of like scratching, clawing on the boards, like that. Good energy. Not the most skilled guy in the world, at least in terms of putting the biscuit in the basket. But he seems to be a pain in the ass to play against, which I think is probably a good thing for a bottom six forward.
Keeps his feet moving in the offensive zone when he has the puck, like he'd be a real thorn in the side on the boards. And I'm looking to see him get better. We don't have a big book on him because he came over in a trade. He's only played a couple games, but I'd like to see more of him because I like what I've seen so far.
He extends plays.
He does.
There are those moments where you are in a battle along the boards, and in the past you have some guys on this team who maybe haven't been willing to get down and dirty, right? Haven't been willing to kind of throw everything into it, and he is doing exactly what they expect of him. So I think Grabenkin, high marks.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's got a real good future here in Philly.
Which leads us to the biggest topic coming into the game, and that was Matvei Michkov.
Yeah.
And Michkov through 2 games, kind of underwhelming. Spit and Chicklets puts out this idea that he came into camp out of shape. Tocchet came out today and said there was an ankle injury that prevented him from doing some of his typical training going into the season. He says he's fully healthy now. They just have to work. They have to work through it now. What did you see out of Matvei Michkov tonight against the Panthers?
I don't think he had a great game again. I mean, calling what I see, and I don't think he was spectacular at all. I think he had a couple plays in the power play that were good, but 5-on-5 right now, he needs to get his feet moving much more than he has. And if he's had an injury in the offseason that was not told or mentioned to the team at a certain time or whatever, that can definitely set your workout back. There's no doubt about that. If you're injured and you can't train. So I'll give him some slack on that, but he needs to be better. He's came in as a heralded player for this year. He had a great rookie season, and there's only room for him to improve, and he needs to find that gear in him and then buy into what Rick's teaching.
How much of the struggles that he's had to this point, I mean, it is 2 games against the Panthers. How much of it do you think is matchup based?
Yeah,
style,
I mean,
like style. Could it really just be that the Panthers kind of stylistically can neutralize him a little bit better?
Well, both Carolina and Florida are not perfect games for him to match up because they're strong forecheck teams or strong puck possession teams. They really don't give you a lot of time and space.
Yeah,
and he needs more time and space to operate in those small. And I call him a small space operator. He's not a fleet of feet. Like he's not going to burn rubber on you and take off on you. But when he has plays and he's creative and he's on his game, he's making really those small space plays that we were accustomed to seeing last year. We haven't seen that yet this year.
Hopefully they'll be able to unlock it. You have to imagine that
it'll take time.
And if
it could be next game.
And if you're trying to give the benefit of the doubt here on the conditioning or whatever it is that Tocchet was kind of talking about today, you figure if he was behind, you go like what, a week, 2 weeks of conditioning?
Probably,
and maybe beyond that is where you start to get a little bit concerned. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's a problem right now. I think they just have to let him play his way out of it.
I know this is probably surprising, but social media blew up over the last few days about him looking slow. I know this is hard to believe that people would get a little bit irrational.
But he's not fast.
He's not anyway.
He's not.
Yeah, even when he's
not a great skater. I mean, he moves well. He pirouettes well. Like when he gets a puck in the zone and he's finding space for himself, that's when he's at his best. But he's not a worm burner. He's not that kind of player.
Is there anybody else that you wanted to get to tonight?
No.
I think we kind of covered it pretty comprehensively. Look at that.
Yeah.
Intern Andrew, I'm gonna add you over here real quick. Any big takeaways? Any big thoughts on your part?
I think that tweet was deliberately to jinx me.
What?
The Bobby Brink.
The Bobby Brink one?
Yeah.
That he looked up to the balcony and
they
said
they scored too quickly. As soon as I went in, I was like, oh, they're going to get another one, aren't they? But no, I mean, they won. So it was a good day. I needed it because I'm having a rough time with my sports teams lately.
You know, we didn't
what's going on?
We
with
didn't
Penn
talk
State?
about that. What happened there? What's wrong?
They can just shoot the entire football program to Pluto.
James Franklin is one lucky man. I'll tell you that. $50 million buyout. Thanks for coming.
$50 million to get fired. Yeah.
Wow.
So intern,
deal.
They gotta start from scratch.
Bundy, we didn't actually take him to task about this at all. We don't have to do this for a long time. But were you surprised it took that long for James Franklin to kind of bite the dust?
Well, he should have been fired like 5 or 6 years ago.
After what, like the COVID year, or
they won one game. They beat Michigan once.
They beat Michigan twice.
All right, they couldn't beat Ohio State.
Beat Ohio State once.
Right,
they were like
that was it.
He was like 1-10 against Ohio State.
Yeah,
what was his record against top 10 teams? Was it like
it was like 1-15 or
2-17
17 or something like
that?
that.
It's bad.
No, it's bad, and I can't. He made it impossible for me to defend him because I did. I fought valiantly for him.
Remember the last
year?
He did. Yeah, he was
I
like
did,
James
and
Franklin
he just
poster boy.
threw it in my face.
I mean, who could forget the time we were sitting here and Bundy looked over your shoulder and said,
"What happened there?"
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, like
or
I said,
not. Like I don't know.
Like I said, Gavin McKenna. McKenna.
Listen, of all the things in the world, I mean,
James Franklin did turn Penn State into a hockey academy.
Some would argue that this is the worst thing to happen to Penn State football in decades. No? Okay. No. It's not. Okay.
By the way, for the people asking me if I'm going to the outdoor game in Beaver Stadium, I don't think I can because we have a game that day.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'd grant
we can live without you.
We'd grant you an exemption for the night.
Okay.
I said we'd grant him an exemption for the night, and jeez.
No, it was and Bundy saying you guys can live without me. Jeez. Intern.
Right.
Go Flyers.
Right. Bye, intern. A reminder for all of you out there, we have a loaded week of stuff going on here over at Snow the Goalie. We have 2 more press row shows, and on Wednesday, there will be a crew of us going to Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. So we've been putting the graphic out across social media, but for those of you who like visual aids and who doesn't like visual aids, here you go. Wednesday, Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, 6 o'clock start.
I don't know if I'll be there yet. I'll let you know.
And we will be on the radio. You can also call in. We'll drop the number of the call-in line on social. We'll drop it on the stream as well. That will definitely be on the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel. Unsure about the other channels, at least as of right now. So make sure you kind of check back in. Thursday and Saturday, 6:30 starts here on the Press Row Show with the full crew. Bundy, I guess like if we don't need to do like a full look ahead here, but Flyers have the Jets and the Wild.
Yeah, 2 more tough games.
It doesn't get any
it doesn't
easier.
get any easier. Those are elite teams as well.
You got to think that they've, while we were saying Carolina, you got the loss in overtime. You're a little bit pissed off that you had it and then bad call and you lose it. A win like tonight, you have to think that momentum continues to build. The guys start buying into Tockett's system a little bit more, and they hopefully ride that into a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, hopefully this is a bounce game for the team where they can bounce right into the next one, feeling good about themselves, beating Florida. And make no mistake, you'll get a tough game from Winnipeg. Winnipeg's a really good team. So is Minnesota on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to a really busy week and some good hockey games coming into Philly.
With that, it's been a lovely start. I mean, come on now.
Great.
Hey,
beautiful first night.
1 down, 41 plus the playoffs to go.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be back Wednesday at Chickens and Pizza Malvern. Thursday back here for the Press Row Show. Until then, do us a favor. If you're on YouTube, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Snow the Goalie YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, on X, short form content on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Do us a favor. Like the accounts or whatever. Like the videos. Share them. It helps. All right, for Bundy, for Ant, who's downstairs.
Yeah.
He's downstairs.
He went back. He doesn't have a coach who's going to eyeball him sideways anymore.
For Ant, for intern Andrew, I'm Russ. Thanks for checking out the Press Row Show. We'll talk to each and every one of you very